Hello all, Dominic here, welcome to another video. Hope you're all doing well and hope you had a great weekend overall and stuff. I just want to say I hope you enjoyed my previous video, the comedy sketch with the Xbox fanboy. Obviously I did start in that video, but obviously after being interrupted by that fanboy, obviously things went a bit crazy and stuff, but I actually quite enjoyed making that video. I think it was a really good one, and I think so far, I think one of my favourites, I'd say, one of my favourites of the Xbox fanboy. I want to make those comedy sketches and stuff. Also, one thing I want to say, definitely want to inform you all about, is that I've actually recently changed my is it photo image on YouTube, on my channel and stuff. Obviously, it used to be, it was a photo of me with my thumbs up and stuff. The reason why I actually changed that, because it's now my me character from my Wii U, when I created it years ago. The reason why I actually changed it to that was that I quite liked, quite liked the old video, the old picture and stuff, the old photograph. But I wanted to change it because I actually did take that about near 3 to 4 years ago. I don't want to change it and stuff. So I was going to say, look at me now. So I do. Sorry, that's a bit of a corny joke, that, but I quite liked the that old photo, and I want to change it to that me character of me, so that's why. Rest in peace, old photograph of me. I'll just give you a quick few seconds silence. Okay, that's it. Now we can move on. Sorry. So I hope you like that new image of me and stuff. Just to let you know, that's all. If you wondered why it's changed. So this video is actually going to be my thoughts of the 2019 New Year's Day special of Doctor Who called Resolution. Now, my quick thoughts about this is that overall I really liked the episode. I think it was a really good episode, and I think it was just tremendous and fantastic for what they did. It really was. I liked that and stuff. And it felt like it was a bit of a big jump from Series 11. Really did. I just liked it. Now, the characters that obviously we had in this episode, the Doctor, Yasmin, Graham and Ryan as usual, do you know what? I think were better. I think showed a lot more in this episode than they did throughout the whole of Series 11. They really did. Again, people might think a little bit different to that, but you know what I mean? That's just how I felt. I think there was a lot more action-packedness in this episode than there was for the whole of Series 11. And that's just me, being truthful. The other two characters that we had that started at the beginning were okay. Obviously, they did sort of help at the near the end of the episode. And also we had Ryan's father, his dad that actually appeared, which was a bit of a unusual, thing to have, because obviously this is the first time we've seen Ryan's father, throughout the whole, since he became before the whole characters, before when they came into Doctor Who and started doing everything, So that was actually quite interesting to see that. Overall, the episode for me felt a bit slow at first, so it did. The way it felt like we were watching something, either if it was from Coronation Street, EastEnders, or The Bill. It felt like we were watching something from them, and it didn't really feel like Doctor Who. But once once the Doctor and her companions came into it, that's why it sort of felt like it was Doctor Who again, and that's just how it felt for me. It felt about like 3/4 of the episode were Doctor Who, and like the first quarter of it was something from one of these soaps or whatever, these television programs. So yeah, that's just how it felt to me and stuff. Now, the Dalek. Now, obviously, this is the first proper Dalek story we've had in years. The last time the Daleks actually appeared in was episode 1 of Series 10, but that wasn't a proper Dalek story. They made an appearance. Obviously, they were fighting, some species. I forgot, it's been a while since I've watched Series 10, it really has. And obviously, they sort of made like a bit of appearance, and that's all they had. But last time before that was Series 9. Series 9, the first two episodes of Series 9 were absolutely tremendous. So to have them back for a proper Dalek story after 3 years, is really, 2.5 if you want to say that, is really good. So to have a proper story, after series 9, aired in 2015, is really, really good. I'm really, really happy to see him back. I love the new style of the Daleks, a sort of iron steel look, I think bronze look even. Really, really nice. And I love that, I really, really do. I hope they do keep that design. I think they probably will do. So yeah, I really, really like the design. I think the Dalek was really, really good. Like I said, glad to see the Daleks come back. And the way it appeared first, it was sort of like a slimy squid creature, because that's what a Dalek looks like out of the shell. And it was interesting to see that, because we'd actually never seen that before. I don't know if they ever did that in the classic series, I don't know. But I think for the modern series, it's a really, really good thing, and I quite liked that, I really, really did. And I think the way it sort of took course of that woman, I forgot what she's called now, was interesting of how it basically took her as host, basically took control of her. Was a really, really interesting part to the episode, and I quite liked that and stuff. And obviously once, the shell was built, obviously it basically detached off her. So obviously, she was back to her normal self, and the Dalek was a proper Dalek in its shell. When it saw the Doctor, obviously it didn't know who she was, because again, it'd been a while since this Dalek had seen the Doctor. One thing I'm actually quite curious about is which incarnation did that see? Did that Dalek meet? You know what I mean? Was it before the Time War? Was it long before the Time War? Was it long after the Time War? I really, really don't know. But that's just something that makes me question that. It really, really does. So yeah, I think obviously the way the Dalek, interacts with the Doctor, like a Dalek usually does, tries to kill the person, tries to kill her, you know what I mean? And, companions interact with the Dalek really well. And one thing that actually did make me question this, and I actually didn't think about this until my mother said this to me. When we both watched the episode on New Year's Day, she said to me, one thing always confuses me is, I always wonder why the companions of the Doctor never know who a Dalek is, because Daleks have always, they always keep destroying Earth all the time. And I thought, yeah, I agree with that. Like, for example, in Journey's End, Stolen Earth and Journey's End, the series 4 finale, the 2-part finale, but apart from that, because obviously Daleks were, causing chaos and, mass destruction on Earth. You'd think that people on Earth in the Whoniverse would know who Daleks are. It feels like they always keep forgetting. It's like, you should know who the Daleks are. Either you weren't there or you were, but Daleks were going crazy and causing mayhem all over the world, not just in, the UK. They were causing, chaos in Europe, America, everywhere else. So you'd think that her companions would know who the Daleks are. And that stuff made me think that. I thought, yeah, you'd think that they would know who the Daleks are, but that's just how it goes, you know what I mean? I think there were a few little comedic parts that made me laugh and stuff. Just really, really funny. And I think also made me think about how many times they actually travelled away back to Graham's house, because it was like, okay, we're at Graham's house, we'll go somewhere now, and then we'll come back to Graham's house, and then we'll go try and find a Dalek, we'll come back to Graham's house, and it just made me laugh that, like, Graham's house is the only place that you can go, you know what I mean? There's more places in Sheffield than Graham's house, you know what I mean? Just a little nitpick there, but just made me laugh that, you know what I mean? You could go outside, you didn't have to break his table, Doctor, you know what I mean? But that was a funny part, that. But yeah, it was a really, really good episode, I think. Also, Ryan's dad was a very different, interesting character. Obviously, he hadn't been in his life for so long. He was sort of a bit of a deadbeat dad because he wasn't in his life. And he sort of came back after, due to his mother, Grace, dying and stuff, because she died. And obviously he didn't appear at the funeral, which is interesting because she had the Doctor, who had recently regenerated, fallen onto a train, met these people, helped him, and you're at a funeral for someone you don't even properly know, you know what I mean? But that's the Doctor for you. She loves helping people, but I think someone like that, if that were me, if I met someone for like a day, I wouldn't really go to that person's funeral. It's awful to say that, but you don't really know that person. You've only spent like a day with them, but again, that's just the way it goes and stuff. But it made me think that because her own son wasn't at her funeral, but the doctor was, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how it goes. So yeah, I think the Dalek, again, I think the part of the Dalek plate was really, really great as usual, you know what I mean? And it's great to see him, I think sort of feared and scary, and I think more aggressive than ever. I think because we've seen, you know, parts in previous episodes, like for example, Journey's End, where it felt like a bit of like slapstick humour, where it felt like they were sort of on cue. So it's sort of like, okay, well, let Donna press all these buttons, and then when you're about to shoot her, you can't shoot her because she's basically disabled your weapons. And that's what used to annoy me in Journey's End, because Davros, you know, is telling the Daleks to exterminate Donna, and they're just repeating the word exterminate over and over again. And when they're about to shoot her, after she's done some button flipping, they can't shoot her because the weapons are non-function. It's like, well, if you didn't keep saying exterminate all the time about 10 seconds ago, you could have shot her. You could have exterminated her. She might have died, maybe healed herself with regeneration energy. I don't know. And that was one thing that used to really, really annoy me, because even looking back, I still look at that as a bit stupid. It's a great finale to Series 4, but it's a bit of a slapstick humour, you know what I mean? And I'm glad to see, again, the Dalek not being like that. It did make me laugh when you had the Dalek keep repeating, exterminate, exterminate, exterminate the Doctor, when you are the only Dalek there. They'd be like saying, there's some Wii U games over there. And it's sort of like you're saying that to yourself, like no one else cares. Why say that? But it just, you know, just something makes me laugh that. So it was glad to see, I think, the Daleks more fearful. I think Daleks, it feels like Daleks are more fearful on their own, but we've seen in Parting of the Ways that for the army of Daleks as well as the Emperor Dalek, they can be feared and can be put into the right way of, you know, fearing the Doctor and and her friends. And I liked that, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, it was great to see the Dalek more fear than ever. And yeah, I think it was, you know what I mean, a great episode and stuff. I feel like if this was a finale, I think if this was a Christmas special, it would have made 2018 for Doctor Who a great year to end. It really, really would have. Because for me, the series finale, you know, for Series 11, it didn't feel like an actual proper finale. It just didn't. You know what I mean? It didn't. And I think if this was actually originally a Christmas special, I think it would have put that good taste, that good ending for the year for the whole series. You know what I mean? So for me, 2018 for Doctor Who ended... It ended a little bad, I think. I like Series 11, it's quite mixed me. Some episodes are good, some are not, you know what I mean? But the series finale for Series 11 wasn't good. But obviously, 2019, obviously, with this being the only episode to air, it was a really, really good episode. And I think I was happy. I was happy because a lot of people were hoping that this was going to be good, you know what I mean? And I think it's a tremendous episode. This shows you that writing can be good. It really, really is. And I hope that they keep that for Series 12 next year. You know what I mean? So I think for a New Year's episode, for the 13th Doctor's first proper special, was absolutely amazing. Really, really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing Series 12 next year. I really, really can't wait. Again, it's going to be a little bit different and stuff, but I think we'll all make it through. You know what I mean? We all remember what happened in 2016, so yeah, that's just how it goes and stuff. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you are a fan of Doctor Who and stuff, fan of Doctor Who, I'd love to hear your thoughts about this episode. Are you? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it with certain parts you liked? And it just, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. So I just want to say, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Alex will be back on Friday and I'll be back on Saturday. Enjoy the rest of your week and I'll see you all later. Bye.